Welcome to PreMath. In this video, we have got this chord AC and this perpendicular OP fully confined in this yellow semicircle, as you can see in this diagram, such that this chord AC is 8 units, whereas this perpendicular OP square root of 5 units, and O is the center of this semicircle. And now our task is to calculate the area of this yellow semicircle. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. And please keep in mind that this figure may not be 100% true to the scale. Let's go ahead and get started. And here's our very first step. We can see AO is the radius of this semicircle. So I'm going to label this one as lowercase r, and likewise OB is the radius of this semicircle as well. So this is going to be lowercase r as well. And furthermore, this AB is the diameter of this semicircle. So this diameter is going to be r plus r is going to make 2 times r. And now to make our job easier, let me go ahead and think outside the box. So therefore, I'm going to connect these points B and C, as you can see in this next step, and as a result we got this chord BC. And now let's recall the Thales theorem. According to this theorem, if we have A, B and C, 3 distinct points on the circle where the line AB is the diameter, then the angle ACB is going to be right angle. In other words, it's going to be 90-degree angle. And here we can see in this given problem, A, B and C are our 3 points on the semicircle, and this AB is the diameter. Then no wonder this angle ACB is going to be a 90-degree angle, and as a result we got this right triangle ACB. And here's our next step. Let me go ahead and label this chord BC as a lowercase a, and this segment AP as lowercase b. And here's our next step. Let's assume that alpha and beta are our 2 complementary angles. In other words, the sum of these 2 angles, alpha plus beta, must be equal to 90 degrees. Now let's assume that this angle is our angle alpha, and we know this angle is 90 degrees. So therefore this angle must be beta. And now let's focus on this smaller right triangle AOP. This angle is alpha, this angle is 90 degrees. So therefore this angle has got to be our angle beta. So therefore we conclude that this right triangle ABC is similar to the other smaller triangle AOP according to angle similarity theorem. So therefore we are going to have a proportion. In other words, the ratio of BC and AC is going to be equal to the ratio of OP divided by AO. And now we can see our BC length is lowercase a. So I'm going to replace this one by lowercase a, and our AC, this whole chord length is 8. So I'm going to replace it by 8. And now we can see our OP length, this perpendicular, is square root of 5. So I'm going to replace this one by square root of 5. And finally, AO is the radius of this semicircle, which is lowercase r. So I'm going to replace this one by lowercase r, as you can see in this next step. And here in this next step, I am going to multiply both sides by 8 to isolate a. This 8 and 8 is gone. So therefore our a value turns out to be 8 times square root of 5 divided by r. So therefore this BC length, which is represented by a, turns out to be 8 times square root of 5 divided by r. And here's our next step. Let's focus on this right triangle ABC, whose side lengths are 8, lowercase a, and 2 times r. And now we are going to use the Pythagorean theorem on this triangle. And here's our Pythagorean theorem: a square plus b square equal to c square. In our case, 2r is our longest leg, which is our hypotenuse. So let's go ahead and fill in the blanks in this formula. So we got 8 square plus a square equal to our longest leg is 2r whole square. And now let's make an observation. We can see this lowercase a is equal to a times square root of 5 divided by r. So therefore I'm going to replace this a by a times the square root of 5 divided by r. As you can see in this next step, I have substituted for this a times square root of 5 divided by r. And now we are going to simplify. And now to make our job simpler, let me go ahead and substitute r square by x. So in other words, I'm going to write down x equal to lowercase r whole square. So therefore this equation is going to become 64 plus 320 divided by x equal to 4 times x. And now I'm going to reduce this fraction by multiplying by x across the board with each and every term. So therefore this is going to become 64x plus, rather, this x and x is gone. So we got 320 equal to 4 times x squared. Now let me go ahead and move all these terms on the other side. And now we can see this equation is divisible by 4 across the board. So I'm going to divide each and every term by 4 across the board. So therefore this reduces to x squared minus 16x minus 80 equal to 0. And now we can see we got this quadratic equation, and we are going to solve for x by grouping and factoring. And you may use the quadratic formula to solve for x as well. And now let's focus on this constant 80 on the right hand side. This could be factored out to 4 times 20. And we can see the difference of 4 and 20 is going to give us 16. So therefore, let's focus on this middle part, negative 16x. We can tweak this one as negative 20x plus 4x, as you can see in this next step. And now we can see between first two terms, x is in common, and between last two terms, positive 4 is in common. So therefore, I can write x times x minus 20. And here I'm going to factor out positive 4. So we're going to get x minus 20 equal to 0. And now we can see x minus 20 and x minus 20, they are identical. So I can write this one, x minus 20 times x plus 4 equal to 0. Let me go ahead and separate these two factors. The first one is going to be x minus 20 equal to 0. The other one is going to be x plus 4 equal to 0. Now we can see x equal to negative 4 value is not plausible. If we take the square root on both sides, that is going to give us a non-real number. So therefore we are going to reject this negative value of x, and we are going to accept x equal to positive 20 value. And here we got x equal to positive 20 value. And now we know that x equals to r square. So therefore I'm going to substitute this x by r square over here. Let me go ahead and undo this square by taking a square root on both sides. So therefore our radius r is going to be equal to 2 times square root 5 units. And here's our final step. Let's go ahead and calculate the area of this yellow semicircle. And now let's recall the area of a circle formula, area equal to pi r square. So therefore the area of the semicircle is going to be pi r square divided by 2. So let's go ahead and fill in the blanks in this formula. So we got pi divided by 2 times our radius is 2 times square root of 5 whole square. If we simplify everything on the right hand side, this turns out to be 10 times pi square units. So thus the area of this yellow semicircle turns out to be 10 times pi square units. And that could also be written as approximately equal to 31.42. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos. Bye.